Hi. Hey. Hi. Hey. Hey, what's up? It's Skippy. I got a vape. It's true. A damn good one. There's this company called Dab Daddy. Dab Daddy. And I'm lucky enough. Okay. I work in the marijuana industry. I love working in the marijuana industry. It gives me, I don't know, I love marijuana. I mean, I've worked in laboratories, I've worked in grows, I've worked at trim operations, and I've run the gauntlet. I'm very happy where I ended up. Like, you ever seen the end of the movie Office Space where a dude is just happy doing the work that he's doing outside, not in an office, just feeling good? That's kind of how I feel with this job. Because, like, I don't know, it's like, I just enjoy it. I like the freedom that my job has. Like, if I want to take a day off, I can just be like, I'm not coming in. Sorry. Have no set schedule. I really enjoy that. Unfortunately, I don't also have regular work. There's only work if there's work. That's the problem. But now that things are starting to pick up, there's more work. Yeah, it's just, I don't like to work. So for me, working in the weed industry isn't work because, like, I get stuff like this, because, all right, I have a confession to make. I I've gotten 3 women into stripping. Okay, I've helped 3 women become strippers, but I also helped one girl stop being a stripper. Who was that, you might add? Well, there was a young lady who used to live down at the end of the hallway in my building, and she was a very wonderful young lady, and she we became okay. We had a very strange relationship, to call it that. Um, she was a stripper. Didn't care. I don't judge. I'm not a judgmental individual. I love strippers. I love adult entertainers. I love people, and I love, if you're happy doing what you do, then keep doing it. But I got involved with this young lady. She is what they commonly would call I think the technical term is nymphomaniac. This one morning, I woke up to a knock on my door. And there was this person, I'm not going to mention her name, but there was this person wrapped in a towel outside of my door. She said that the water was out in her apartment because we live in a very old building where I still live there. She doesn't. She moved. But the building sometimes has to have water turned off in certain sections of the building in order for them to do maintenance. So her water was out. She had to go to work. She was a day stripper at the time. She needed to get her clean on so that she could get dirty at work. So I was like, yeah, sure, no problem, neighbor. I'll let you in. Come on in. You can use my shower. Where I'm at right here, this is my living room area. I still live in the living room area. And I enjoy it. This is where the sun is in the morning, and this is where my heater was in the wintertime. So this is a more functional room than my bedroom. My bedroom is used for storage, but got crap in there. Um, but anyhow, this young lady came in. Like I said, she needed to use the shower. And I hear the water running, and I go back into, at the time I was at a futon, like a futon couch that turned into a bed. And I was sleeping on it. And so I let her, she's going to take a shower, whatever. And I just, crawled back into my futon and Didn't think anything of it. Next thing I know, I feel this tugging on a certain part of my body, my proboscis. And then I turn and look, and there is this naked woman sitting in my bed. And like I said, she's tugging on a certain part of me. Like she's trying to start a lawnmower. And with this look of complete lust in her eye, she goes, "I'm horny." And mid-tug, I go, "I can tell." And that started a almost 2-year-long sexual relationship that had its moments, okay? She, like, mind you, okay, she fell in love with me. I was being used as a human sex toy with this woman. I didn't mind at all. I would get a text. I would get texts throughout the day, the most dirtiest text on the face of the earth. And she was always like this, just one-upping herself every time. She was really dirty, and it was a lot of fun. But unfortunately, like I said, she fell in love with me. A friend of mine's girlfriend who worked at the same strip club as her told her boyfriend, who told me that the girl who was down the hall was losing lap dances because she was telling her Johns that she was going to get married to me. And I'm like, I don't think so. But hey, it don't hurt to dream. The fact that 5 women have proposed to me, thank you, ladies, but as far as I'm concerned, marriage is the first step in a divorce, and I don't need it. Nor do I need the headaches of legality. Why do I need a document from the government to be in love with somebody is my question when I bring up marriage. I think it's a dumb institution. I think it's outdated. Humans are nomadic. All right? Even though my parents have been together and they've been together over 60 years and they're the only people they've ever slept with, they are an exception to the rule. I love my parents. But as for me, marriage out of the question. I will never be ready for marriage or children. Matter of fact, I was at Costco today and it was the best. This gentleman doctoring up a couple hot dogs for his kids, and he was apologetic towards me because I was waiting behind him. And he's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to get these for my kids." And I'm like, "Dude, don't even sweat it. I am, first and foremost, you're ahead of me. You're ahead of me. I have to wait. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Okay? You got to the condiment station before me. I'm going to stand by and wait. It's that simple. It's that simple. I am the least, I am never in a hurry. Never am I in a hurry. But I love this dude. He was just so apologetic. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm so sorry. These kids can be so finicky." I'm like, "Yeah, I can't wait to never have any." And he just started laughing. Oh, God. It was a good moment. It was a wonderful moment. Plus, I got to share a moment. There was this family. There was a mother and a father and this little girl. And the little girl was just freaking out. There were pigeons there. And she was just having the best time ever. The best time. And I was loving it, okay? And she was just cracking me up. She was cracking up there's an elderly Asian couple, and we were all just enjoying it. And it was just so much fun. Costco's great. I love Costco. Do not shop at Sam's Club. Do not shop at Walmart. Shop at Costco, okay? Sam's Club, Walmart, they treat their employees like shit because billionaire Christians are assholes. The Walton family, fuck them. They don't give their employees shit. And all they do is give them shit, tell them they can be replaced. They're scumbags. Scumbag Christianity in America gotta fucking go. I'm tired of scumbag Christians. But, what was I saying? I had to point to this story. Oh, yeah, the girl. The girl who lived down the hall. The girl who wanted me to marry her. The girl that I didn't want to marry. Okay. All right, here's what I'm getting at with this story. All right. When I got her out of stripping, I asked her, because we sat down. She was done. She was like, I need to get out of this. I'm like, yeah, it's about time. You know, you're in your 30s, even though I know some girls that are in their 50s now doing it. But anyhow, if you do it, whatever age, if you're gorgeous, you're gorgeous. It's that simple. If that's what you were, if you enjoy that shit, who am I to judge? But anyhow, I asked this young lady. I said to her, um, while you're getting out of strip, I go, what's your biggest expense? She goes, food. I go, well, why don't you get a job at Trader Joe's? And I helped her put together her resume. And I helped her get a job at Trader Joe's. And then I guess helped her find a bunch of new boys. Because this, okay, you have to understand, this girl, she was in the comedy scene here in Los Angeles. And for those of you who don't know, comedians have groupies. And that's what this young lady was. Comedians have groupies, and they're called chuckle fuckers. And I have had my fair share. There's girls who hang around the scene just to get some comic dick. I know it sounds crazy, but if you want to have a good couple laughs, come visit me. But anyway, I asked her, you know, what's your biggest expense? She said food. I said, let's get you a job at Trader Joe's. She enjoyed it, and she had great food. She ate healthy, you know, and I'm glad that I could help her get out of stripping. It was funny, once we broke up, she went on like revenge, like I'm gonna bang everybody who isn't you, but she did that already before she was with me, so it's like whatever. I don't know. I hope she's well. I don't know. I don't wish ill will on anybody outside of Washington D.C. But anyhow, my biggest expense has always been marijuana, and that is why I'm in the marijuana scene. That, and I got thrown in jail for smoking weed, and I'm not very happy. My mugshot photo just celebrated 30 years of being in. Do I have one around here? I might, but my mugshot photo is the best picture ever taken of me. Now, I had one over here. I got some In-N-Out Burger stickers, but anyway, marijuana has always been one of my biggest expenses. I used to spend, during the pandemic, I was spending about $2,000 a month on marijuana. That's bad. But I was smoking them if I got them, and I got them, so I smoked them. But so for me, I helped, like I said, I helped get an ex out of stripping so she could become the mother that she is today. Yeah, she got pregnant. Who would ever thought a girl who just randomly sleeps around with dudes would get pregnant? But it's true. I think from the rumor, I think she moved out of my building. She had a baby, and I think she and the father moved to Utah. I don't know. It's none of my business. I've noticed that some exes have been liking my things on Instagram, but it's like, listen, I'm sorry. We had our moments, okay? It was fun. But especially this one young lady who liked one of my things, and we're like, I don't like you. You exposed your hand to me. You're racist. When you went after my friend's Asian wife, calling her slurs, that's when I realized you are the wrong person for me. You can like everything that on my you can like everything. Believe me, you're allowed to like me, but I don't like you. You've given me a reason. You know, I've dumped best friends for exposing themselves as racist. It's really that simple. If you have hate in your heart, if you have that empty space that needs to be filled with insecurity and disgust towards yourself, because that's where a lot of it comes from, then go for it. I mean, hey, have a blast. If making you miserable makes you happy, then I can't stop you. Because all I know is making me happy makes me happy. So, but anyway, my biggest expense in life has always been marijuana. Still is. I probably spend, I would say, equal amounts on marijuana. But luckily, like I said, I work in the marijuana industry, so I get a lot of great stuff for free. I am looking forward to this. I just got this from Dab Daddy. We work with Dab Daddy. We were working on Dab Daddy's material today. We are entering a new phase. We're going to be working alongside Dab Daddy. We were working their material today, okay? Because I work with it on machines and stuff. And, okay. This is going to, like, marijuana is a flower. And I love flowers. As an adult male, these flowers, I appreciate all flowers now. You do not understand. When I go on walks, when I smell the gorgeousness of some flowers, the way they're using that to attract bugs, to pollinate itself, which is just incredible in itself, and it creates this perfumey smell that I love so much. I'll walk through. If there's moments, if there's hints of beautiful stank, I will just take a moment and just stop and take a few heavy breaths and just enjoy that moment. I love the smell of smells sometimes. And let me tell you, one smell I love is marijuana. Marijuana smells fantastic. And the stuff we were working with today was exceptional. And I want to thank Chris from Dab Daddy. Thank you, Chris from Dab Daddy, for hooking me up with this. You said you were, and you did. I'm very happy about this because I love live resin. This is an indica live resin vape pen. Oh, it's a vape pen? Is it a pen? Whoa, I didn't know it was a pen. Because I went and charged these things. I thought it was a cartridge. Oh, dear. Well, now this is getting even better. Now I don't even need a battery. Because I charged these guys up. This is a battery. It works with a 510 thread, which is a standard in the marijuana industry for cartridges. The 510 stands for the thread on the screw, whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to try to make sense of it right now. All I know is I just found out this thing is a vape pen and not a cartridge. So let's open it up and take a bang. I'm assuming we got to take off this here sticker to open it. Okay. But I was like, one thing, okay, I have a tendency to notice packaging, okay? And this is Dab Daddy's packaging. I like it that it is mostly oh, wow. Okay, now, I dig it. Okay, I'm so happy I don't need to use a battery. I hate using batteries. So this is an all-in-one. This is fantastic. Okay. This is pretty tight. It says 1 gram of live resin, all natural flavors, no added terpenes or BS. If you read this far, you're high as fuck. Rechargeable. Live resin. This looks really, I like the packaging a lot. Okay, Dab Daddy, you won me over on packaging. It's simple and it's paper. That's what I enjoy the most. They're like, I've explained about other companies. You don't need to be using plastic. You don't need that crap. You know, because the problem that I've always had with any of these products is the amount of garbage. Like, look at that. That's so nice. But the one thing I hate in the marijuana industry is the amount of garbage that remains in the damn parking lot because people are lazy and disgusting and they're entitled and they throw their garbage all over the parking lot. And that's the one thing I hate. you know. But like plastic, I'm not a fan of plastics, even though they're everywhere. But anyhow, it's got a little window on the side to show you where how much vape juice you got left. It says enjoy. I'm gonna hit the QR code and see what that does. But in the meantime, I really like this design. I like it that it's compact. That's it. I'm really hoping this thing smacks, dude. Because, alright, I like one, Dab Daddy's packaging with this. Okay? 2, this is something I like about Dab Daddy. Okay? And I don't think they even know this is, like, what... Okay. Dab Daddy on their flower, their, like the Ace that they sell in the stores, their glass jars have magnifying glass tops, okay? So you can sit there and you can look at your bud and you can look at the trichomes and you can look at how high quality your marijuana is. I love that. I love that. But what you don't seem to realize is that magnifying glass cap, you can use that in the sun to light your joints, to light your bowl, to light your bong, and it's one of the cleanest hits you'll ever fucking have in your life because you are using the sun to light your marijuana. I'll make a video about that. When my buddy gets back from Burning Man, because my buddy, he's at Burning Man right now and he deserves it. He deserves to go have some fun. We just put together this commercial for my comedy special, and I am dying. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I'm going to be releasing it soon, but you'll see. But anyhow, enough talk. Enough talk. Let's nail this thing. Once again, Chris from Dab Daddy, thank you so much for this lovely gift today. All right. Now this is purple and what? Purple and Cap Junky. So many crazy names in the industry nowadays. All that matters to me is indica and how do I feel. And how does it taste? Because I love... Can't really smell the terps on this one, but let's give it a shot. Let's bang this bastard. All right, I'll be right back. Hold that thought. Be back to you in a second. Oh, wait, hold on. Notice there's a sticker on the bottom. It says remove. There's one drawback. Where was that? On the packaging. But whatever. All right, here we go. Dab Daddy. I removed it. It exposed its butt. Got a USB-C plug-in. And probably a light to indicate that it's working. So, Dab Daddy. Purple Cap Junky. Here we go. Let's take a bang. See you in a sec. Wow, is that good? That was really smooth. That was really, really smooth. That was nice. The taste was tremendous. It's super earthy indica. Wow, that's nice. The one thing I liked about the vape too, it's starting to kick in. The high, starting to kick in. But what I liked about this was the airflow. The airflow was so, like, it wasn't difficult to pull at all. It had this just, it was just straight breathing. Because, like, some other ones, you gotta, like, you know, because, like, it's like you're trying to drink a milkshake. But, man, whoo. Yeah, you can feel the perps. Perps are nice and heavy. I love anything perps. Perps. Hey, you want to make your weed purple? While it's flowering, just bring your grow room down to below 50 degrees. Yeah. I don't know if that works. I've never done it, but it's just something you hear in the industry. Wow, dude, this is really good stuff. Dab Daddy. Cheers, bro. Man. Yeah, dude. This is the feelings of like a more mellow Gelato 33 from the Sluggers brand. This is pretty nice. And wow, the pain, the effects on the pain, very nice. Because I had a little back pain earlier, but now I ain't got no more back pain. Ain't that nice? But, well, yeah. Dab Daddy. Congrats. That's some good shit. Always remember to save your little rubber stopper things for your vapes. My buddy was like, I was hanging out with him. He's like, why do you always, hey, okay, a few weeks ago, goes to me, why do you always keep the rubber caps on your vapes? And I go, well, if you stick it in your pocket, there's a chance you could get lint or sand or some sort of debris into that little hole, and it could get clogged. And then like a week later, dude was like, yep, you were completely right. That's why I keep the caps for my vapes now. I go, duh. Yeah, that's for your protection. That's your vape condom. Don't vape unprotected. And plus, you paid for it. Use it. But wow, this is really nice and mellow. Mellow, that's my style. I like mellow. That is my style. But this is, yeah. Chris, dude, thank you. He's like the nicest guy too. But, well, I don't know. I gotta work on his material all week. He's giving me a lot of work, so I'm happy. Be able to go in, do my... That's one thing I like too, is I get in early, I leave early, and then I go to Costco, and for $3.83 I can get a hot dog, soda, and a slice of pizza. So delicious. All right. Enough about my life. How are you doing? Tell me in the comments. Anyway, I'm skippysimon. Like, share, subscribe. Long live King Cobra. Stay awesome. You're awesome. Thanks for watching. All right, talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, Dab Daddy. Yeah, get this shit. It's great. It's great.